Hi everybody, happy day 27, I think it's the evening of the 27th day. Actually it's now the morning of the 28th day. I don't usually do my videos this late at night, but I am relatively awake right now, tending to Alyssa, who I think has definitely developed something out of her exhaustion. So I wanted to, I just got home. I wanted to tend to her a little bit before I go to bed, but I wanted to also just take a few moments to say hello to everybody and to basically listen on the way home. I listened to quite a few of your videos that were posted this evening, and then, or I should say 2 out of the 3 that were posted this evening, and then I think it motivated me to do mine. I have such a ramble on these, and it's funny, as it's getting closer to the end of the challenge, I'm finding myself focusing a little bit more. I hope, at least. I try to look over these videos after I've filmed them or taped them, recorded them, and try to go back over and see if I made sense. Sometimes I just feel like whatever the spontaneity is what I want to share, but I think one of the things that I really focused on today, other than what I had shared earlier today about my niece and her sharing the love with her brother from another mother. She spent a great deal of the day resting, and a lot of my focus was, as I watched her, I thought about the effects that I have on her and the things that I do and how it affects her. And then I really thought about exactly what this challenge means. It's called the Self-Awareness Challenge, and I wanted to really understand what self-awareness meant, and what I gathered through the course of the day as I was receiving so much positivity from around me. But more than just receiving it, I was actually welcoming it and accepting it. But I've always had, for a long, long time, I had a quote by Henry James about what it means to basically, to live, and to live means to be divinely, joyously, drunkenly aware. I know I'm not quoting that right. I'll actually post it on the page, probably in the morning, so that you guys know exactly what it is. But I had that as my signature on my emails for the longest time, because I really felt that way. And it's just to be so aware of everything around me, and that kind of awareness, as my biological mom said to me, even though she gave birth to me and she knows what this feels like, she used to always ask me, how isn't it exhausting to feel this way, to always be so aware of everything going on around you? And I said, it makes the world more beautiful. So, but what it means to be that aware of myself is very, very different. I know that the feelings I've had in the past are thinking that it's selfish of me to think of myself, to be overly aware of myself. I just thought that, the only thing I ever really needed to work on were the bad things. The good things, if people, acknowledged them or felt them or accepted them, were just what they were. And no matter what, everything came from love, which I thought was always a good thing. But I spent so much time wondering, what is it that people see in me, and how important is it in my spiritual growth, or within my self-awareness? I would say in terms of the levels of importance, it doesn't fall nearly as important as what I see. So I know it's not time to do this, but I thought it was still important to embrace it and to share it. We're only on day 27, and to me, there's still, I mean, I don't even want to say how many days are left because there's still so much that can happen in that time. But, you know, I am really understanding so much more of what this means. The self-awareness obviously is, understanding so much of the basics. Your breathing techniques when you exercise, the cleansing kind of breathing that you would use for meditation or tantric yoga, whatever it is, those things that we just kind of do naturally, and then how we apply them to the spiritual sides of ourselves. There's that kind of awareness. Beyond that, there's awareness that is so heightened, it's remarkable. And it's funny because Marilyn touched on this in her day 24, I think, and 25 video, that it's what we're doing is affecting others. And I noticed that the acknowledgement of within myself of the love that Alyssa has picked up, the way that she shared it this morning, really is resonating. And then it went from her to her friend, to her friend's brother, to her father, and then outward. It was like wildfire, and it was just beautiful. And it made me realize, and it kind of makes me, just a little sad that it took this for me to get it, but that's okay, because sometimes it takes a journey like we've been on. It takes people like yourselves, and sometimes it just takes those little light bulbs to go off in order to get them. Ironically, I had mentioned earlier in my day 26 video that there was something that I needed to do this evening and that I wanted to touch on. It had to do with relationships. I think that's still a much longer conversation that I want to get into tonight, but I will definitely talk about that tomorrow. But in the conversation I ended up having was still amazing because of the place that I'm at right now. I was going through my car looking for the book that I was reading. I'm one of those odd birds that likes to read some of the books that the teenagers are reading, so that I can kind of understand what they're reading, what's touching them, what's affecting them outside of movies and video games. So I've been keeping up with the Suzanne Collins trio of The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and then I think the last one is Mockingjay. So I had bought this, I think this summer, and I wanted to read it before the movie came out. Obviously, I didn't quite get there. I brought it to Hawaii with me back in July, and I didn't quite get through it because I had 50 Shades of Grey with me, and of course that book's a much easier read for the passionate minds. But this book actually is incredible, and there's so much involved in it that actually reminds me a lot of self-awareness. So it was really cool, and it was funny because I was going through it looking for some really good quotes to share with you guys, and I actually found something that I was using as a bookmarker that I wanted to share with you before I went to sleep tonight, because it just absolutely touched me. And I recall that this was given to me, but it sometimes, again, just takes time for things to resonate within me and for me. And obviously this was meant for me to find today, this day that all this beauty and light seems to be just flooding in. This email was sent back in 1998. I don't even know if no, I think all of you guys were born. You may have been very young now. And the email reads, "Yes, sweet Julia, loving lovely angel of Mother Earth, one half of my soul, tenet of my heart, inspiration to my passion, subject of my thoughts, substance of my romantic essence, the marrow of my physical existence, and quintessence of my spiritual being. Yes, I am still here, still stepping, forever trying to work it out. This is from my ex-husband after we got divorced. And it is one of the most beautiful things that's been written to me. And I say pretty much all of these things. I've had some anonymous letters written to me in the past, and some beautiful poetry written to me, and beautiful thoughts sent to me from friends. I save it all. Because I always knew that it was good to just go back through it to see, not so much that the love that was given from them to me, but to know that I gave that to them and inspired them. And I needed to be reminded of this today, to understand exactly what it means for me to be aware of myself. So, I just am so touched by all of you guys and your responsiveness to the world around you, your positive responsiveness, your willingness, your honesty, your objectivity, really. It's just beautiful. And, everybody's been talking about really how everyone is going to continue forward in this, and that, we can't go back, and that it's all really powerful, and that what we're doing here is just really changing things. And I don't disagree with any of that. I just, I guess I look at my life, or I look at life sometimes like through the eyes of the 5-year-old child that first discovered, everything. That it just feels like that, something that's always been there, always. And that, this group of people, this group of children, group of souls, group of spirits, all came together to connect, to relight, or ignite. And I am breathtaken. The music that affects all of you guys, and I don't just mean the literal music, I mean the music of your soul, and everybody expresses it slightly differently, and the music of your soul plays like the most beautiful harmony in my mind, and eternal gratefulness, it goes beyond that. So on that note, just so much love and warmth to you guys. Sweet dreams, good night, good morning if you're watching this in the morning. It's probably going to take a few minutes to upload because it looks like I probably went over my time limit. So I shall talk to you guys later on the 28th day. Good night.